my channel. I hope you're all doing well, and today I wanted to talk about my most worn fragrances. Not everything on this list is necessarily going to be like my absolute favorite perfume in terms of presentation, longevity, and scent profile, but these are just the ones that I tend to reach for the most. So I guess to kind of preface that, I'll talk a little bit about how like I wear perfume. So the thing is, I don't leave the house very often, so most of the time I'm just like indoors. Because of that, I don't frequently wear things that are like super strong beast mode projection, because like I don't need that kind of performance when it's just like me alone in like my room. And especially like having a very sensitive nose, scents that have really high sillage just tend to kind of like irritate my nose a little bit. So especially when I'm staying indoors, I don't reach for those perfumes as much, even though like some of my favorites are Libre Le Parfum and L'Entrée Intense. They are just such beast mode fragrances, and the dents on those fragrances are really small. So like I guess an ongoing trend with everything on this list, they're all on like the softer side, less sillage, less longevity, because I really don't need like something super powerful when I'm just like going to bed. If you're new to my channel, make sure to subscribe, and if you are returning, thank you so much for being here as always. I hope you are all well. I know I've been making a lot of like list videos recently instead of just like videos dedicated to one specific perfume. So if you want more of that, let me know. I don't really know. I still feel like I'm kind of in like a catch-up kind of position. So I want to get all of like the super like general, like cover as many fragrances as possible in one videos out of the way, if that makes sense. But anyways, first up we have Choco Musk by Al Rahab. I don't even know how much this goes for anymore, but regardless, it is going to be extremely cheap. I think this perfume is going to run you like $10 to $15 on Amazon, so it's literally as affordable as it gets for an eau de parfum. Just looking at the dent, like I have used a lot of it. And another thing is that like because I don't spray that much perfume, the fact that like there are like dents at all in these perfumes is like very telling, I feel like, of how much I really do reach for them, because I have close to like 100 or something perfumes in my collection, and I try to like rotate them pretty frequently and like wear. Actually, I wouldn't say I wear everything in my collection. I would say I actively wear like 40% of the perfumes in my collection. Each individual perfume like really doesn't get worn that much. So like if the perfume at all has like a dent, then like I really do reach for it more than I do other fragrances. But this is a delicious chocolatey, almost kind of like Nesquik powder kind of perfume. I know that sounds weird, but it is a very foodie kind of edible scent. So if you're not a fan of anything super vanilla heavy, vanilla extract, like cupcake, like confectionery kind of vanilla, then I don't think that this would be for you. But for anyone else who loves a really sweet, delicious, vanilla chocolatey gourmand fragrance, this is literally just like the perfect scent for you. And with it being so cheap, like I really cannot give like a single reason as to why you shouldn't have this perfume in your collection. I also get pretty good longevity on this fragrance. If you are an OG and you were watching all the way back when I did my like first review of this perfume, which is actually one of like the most popular videos on my channel, you'll know that I had like really bad performance issues with this perfume in the beginning, because like I literally could not even smell it. But now that the juice has had time to like macerate and develop, I actually really am impressed with the performance of this fragrance. It doesn't necessarily project a lot, but on my skin, it does tend to last minimum like 4 to 6 hours, which I'm very pleased with. Again, with it being so cheap and accessible. This is Choco Musk by Al Rahab. And next up, I'm gonna kind of like speed run through the next like 3-ish perfumes, because I feel like they're all kind of like in the same category. These are all perfumes, along with Choco Musk, that I love layering together because they all fit like a similar kind of scent profile, and they're all super soft and sweet and delicious and comforting and like perfect for going to bed, which
I'm always sleeping, so
that's why these get worn as much as they do. Let's talk about one of the first perfumes in my collection ever. I think this is honestly like one of the perfumes I feel like that really started it all for me. I got Fresh Cream Warm Cashmere by Philosophy back when I literally did not know anything about perfume, and so I just like went to Ulta and I was like, like I want to find something that like I really like to wear. And when I picked this up and smelled it, I like totally fell in love with it. It just has this amazing, sweet, creamy smell. It's super powdery, so it's not something like heavy and overbearing at all. That's an issue that I tend to have with a lot of sweeter fragrances, but I love the powderiness in this, as well as just like it has like this very, as the name suggests, like very creamy and lactonic undertone. It's so delicious, it's so subtle. I've also used quite a bit of it, as you can tell. One thing that I will say about this though is it really does not last, which is the biggest bummer about this fragrance. But like, I mean, I really only wear it to bed, so it's not like a super big issue. And on that same scent profile, a fragrance that is, I would say, like 75% similar to Fresh Cream Warm Cashmere is Sweet Tooth by Sabrina Carpenter. They are so similar, but both so good. I don't know if you can tell. Yeah, the bottle is so opaque, so you can't really tell how much I've used, but like I can see it in person and it's like, I would say there's about a fourth of the bottle left maybe. Like I have used so much of this perfume. I might have to get another one soon, or I might just like finish Caramel Dream. We'll see. This fragrance is delicious and yummy and just so easy to reach for. Like when I don't know what to wear but I just want something like sweet and clean and kind of cozy, this is what I reach for, like instinctively it feels like. I mean, that's why I have so little of it left. Again, it's super similar to this. I would say this one is a little bit sweeter and a little bit spicier. It does have a candied ginger note, so it does have this added warm spiciness to it. Synthetic, it's marshmallowy, it's a little bit lactonic. I feel like this is such a crowd pleaser kind of fragrance. Again, lasting power, not the best. Another fragrance that I reach for so often is Brazilian Crush Cheirosa 71. I actually haven't used too much of this. It doesn't last very long, but it is like really powerful. Like you get a super strong, like foodie, gourmand blast of sweetness. So like I really need like one spray, like tops, like when I'm applying this. I feel like this is as far gourmand as a fragrance can go, because it like straight up smells like food. Like I've had like a friend come over and she was like smelling my perfumes and she picked this one up and she's like, oh my god, like this one smells like food. Like it literally does. Like it smells like a super rich, creamy, syrupy sweet caramel, vanilla, white chocolate. It's like textbook gourmand, almost something that you would find at Bath and Body Works, like if they had like a white chocolate body mist or something like that, but a little more elevated, because I think there is something in this fragrance that adds a little bit of depth to it. It's not just like purely sweet. Like I really like how the caramelized vanilla gives it kind of like a darker, deeper, and richer undertone. Next up, another affordable fragrance on this list, we have Sweet on the Outside by Finery. So this is another delicious sweet vanilla fragrance, but this one is so, oh my god, it's so good. I honestly think that this is one of the most like underrated fragrances at the moment. Like I'm kind of like shocked that people aren't talking about it as much as like it should be, because it's so good. If you like Eilish by Billie Eilish, I know that's like a super popular fragrance, then you will also love this fragrance. Vanilla as a note can take many forms when it comes to perfumes. So it can be more of like a fresher incense kind of vanilla, it can be a floral vanilla. This is like, I would say, the edible kind of vanilla, the route of vanilla that leans like cupcakey, like vanilla extract, like
creamy vanilla.
What makes this unique is that it has a smoked vetiver note, and it's so interesting, quite subtle. Like I don't think that the smoked vetiver note like really takes over the scent profile, but it's blended in so subtly and just like smoothly with that vanilla to give it this kind of like mysterious edge. This is like vanilla, but like cool and mysterious, you know what I mean? And so I also prefer this perfume over Eilish by Billie Eilish, because while they both have a really delicious, edible kind of vanilla scent that I really love, Eilish tends to dry down really waxy on me, and it starts to kind of smell like chapstick or like a candle, and I just like don't really like that smell. Whereas this one doesn't turn waxy, and because it has that smoked vetiver, it's more like airy. I don't know how to explain it. It almost has like the same kind of vibe as Versace Crystal Noir. Like it's kind of just like fresh and kind of like misty. Just like it has like a mystery, like a edgy kind of vibe to it that I really like. I wear it all the time to bed, and I also love layering it on any other like sweet fragrance when I'm going out as well. So this is Sweet on the Outside by Finery. Okay, and then next up, I'm literally gonna speed run through this section because I have talked about these enough, but All three clouds are on the list because I wear them all so much. Cloud, this is the 1 ounce, but I'm like almost done with it, and this is my second bottle of Cloud. Cloud Pink, there's a decent dent going on and it's very recent to my collection. And then Cloud Intense, you can't really tell, but there's about like half of it left. I love them, I love wearing them, I wear them all the time. And on that note, also Mod Vanilla, I've used quite a bit of this fragrance, as you can tell. This is my most worn fragrance, my favorite. I talk about it so much, so we're just gonna move on. Okay, next up we have Glossier You. I've discussed this fragrance on this channel quite a bit as well because it is such a classic, like OG kind of fragrance to me, and I do reach for it so much. I would say I don't like really wear this fragrance out anymore, but like nowadays what I like to do with this fragrance is I like spraying all my like blankets and comforters and clothes and like any sort of like linen around like the room. I feel like it just has an amazing warmth to the fragrance while also being like really clean and delicate, and so I just love this fragrance. It's so easy to wear, and like even though I don't even like wear it anymore, it's just like so easy to like be around. Like I love putting on like a robe that's like been sprayed with Glossier You because it just feels so clean and cozy, and that's why there is like not that much of it left, like less than half. Next up we have Devotion by Dolce & Gabbana. This is also another very recent fragrance to my collection. I got a set, so I also have a travel spray of this that I have in my bag that I use quite a lot. Such an easy reach fragrance because it's a textbook gourmand. Like this kind of scent profile is like right up my alley, and it's just like a delicious sugary buttery like lemon pound cake. It just has a perfumey quality kind of combined with that super cakey gourmand feel. Another fragrance that I reach for a ton is Vanilla 28. This I also got in a set, and I have the travel spray, which I also use a lot. But these are both two fragrances that I mentioned in my last video, so I'm not going to dwell on them for long. But this is a delicious, dark, sultry kind of vanilla. I feel like when I first smelled this fragrance, it was just kind of like another vanilla extract, yummy vanilla scent to me. But like now that I've actually like had the chance to wear it a lot and play around with it, I'm getting more and more of that patchouli every time I wear it. I feel like it has a very prominent patchouli note, and that definitely can be off-putting for some people. But for me, even though I don't really love patchouli as a note, I think oftentimes it can be too herbal, aromatic, and just like overpowering. I think the way that it's incorporated into this vanilla is so just like artfully done. Like it's so good. It gives it a warm, spicy kind of depth and just like deepens that vanilla. It's like a brown, sugary, like ambery kind of vanilla. Longevity and sillage is definitely moderate, so it's still something that like I feel like I can like wear to bed and like around the house, but also like leave the house with it. Super versatile fragrance. This is Vanilla 28 by Kayali. And last but definitely not least on my list, because this is, I don't think I've talked about this perfume before, but I would say this is top 3 most worn perfumes over the past, over like my hiatus. Like I reached for this perfume so freaking much, and it's like kind of become one of my signature scents. This is I Don't Need a Prince by My Side to Be a Princess by Kilian. And I don't know if I'm just like living under a rock, but like I really feel like this perfume is so underrated. I feel like when it comes to Kilian, everyone's talking about like Love Don't Be Shy or Angel's Share or like Good Girl Gone Bad. Is that what it's called? Like the white one? Everyone's always like raving and talking about like the other Kilian perfumes, but the one that I feel like does not get a lot of love, that is totally undeserved, is Princess. What I will say is that I hate the bottle of this perfume. It is so fugly, and this is just a perfume where like I love the juice, but I like hate the bottle and presentation of it. Like I don't even like really have this displayed. I kind of like have it in like the corner of like one of my perfume shelves because like it's not cute. I think the black is just so tacky, and I could go on and on about how much I don't like how this bottle looks, but the perfume is what matters, not the bottle. So this is like a citrus, tea, and marshmallowy kind of fragrance. It's really unique. Oh my god, like it smells so good. I don't know how I haven't come across a scent like this before, because I feel like it has such like a simple scent profile, but at the same time like it's really unique. Like I can't really tell you another fragrance that I think really smells like this. If you look at other Kilian perfumes like Angel's Share, Apple Brandy, Love Don't Be Shy, etc., etc., they're all like $200 plus dollars, but like this one is on the cheaper end when it comes to their line. Like this one, it's still expensive and not by any means like an affordable perfume, but it's a lot cheaper than the other perfumes in their line, which is again kind of like confusing to me because this is definitely my favorite perfume from them. The only reason that I could like really justify why this one is cheaper is because the bottle is ugly. Killing. If you want to hire me to like redesign you a new bottle, like I will gladly do so, because we just cannot let such an ugly bottle taint such a well-made perfume. Like why? Like why? This is not giving princess. Like I guess like they wanted something like black and edgy to be like, I don't need a prince, like super like independent, like it girl boss bitch like kind of vibe, but like what is this? You know what, that's enough. So that wraps my list. Oh my god, I'm like sweating. Like that was so much. I like yap a lot. Those are my picks for my most worn perfumes. I think because everything on this list is like a very lower projecting, more subtle, gourmandy, stay at home kind of scent. I might make a video on exceptional performers and like going out fragrances, we'll see. But definitely do let me know what your most worn fragrances are at the moment. Always excited to hear what everyone is wearing and loving at the moment so that I can, you know, get some inspo. That's gonna be it from me today. Thank you all so much for watching. I hope you're all well and I will see you very soon.